isn't here.
I know, we're missing Annalise, but that's okay. We're going to start with our scripture, and she will jump in when she gets here. So today, we're doing Matthew 6:21, and it says, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." So say that with me. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6:21. And here is our song. And this has our verse from last week on it too.
These coins in the back.
Matthew 6:20 and 21. Matthew 6:20 and 21.
Store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Where your heart will be also. Where your treasure is, store up for.
All right, that is good for that one. Next up is our history. And here, let's read our history sentence together. We have a nice, pretty picture there for those of you who want to do art. In 1917, President Wilson asked Congress to declare war on the Central Powers 2 years after German U-boats sank the Lusitania, killing American citizens. All right, let's say that together again. Tell me about President Wilson.
President Wilson.
In 1917,
President Wilson
asked Congress to declare war on the Central Powers 2 years after German U-boats sank the Lusitania, killing American citizens. All right, let's do our song.
Hey, I was going to sing it.
Go
Week
ahead.
17.
I know. You
Tell me about President Wilson killing American citizens.
In 1917, President Wilson asked Congress to declare war on the Central Powers 2 years after German U-boats sank the Lusitania, killing American citizens. In 1917, President Wilson asked Congress to declare war on the Central Powers 2 years after German U-boats sank the Lusitania, killing American citizens. All right, let's see how well we do at singing it without the music. Ready? Tell me about President Wilson.
President Wilson.
In 1917, President Wilson asked Congress to declare war on the Central Powers 2 years after German U-boats sank the Lusitania, killing American citizens. All right, go ahead and pull out our big map, Eliab, and Annalise will be our pointer. So I want Eliab to hold it, and Annalise will point. And while they're doing that, Calvin and Ivy, let's tell them the geography for this week. So if you're getting your maps out, go ahead and do that too. So for geography this week, we have rivers, eastern rivers. Okay, Calvin, how are you going to do this? What are the eastern rivers? St. Lawrence River, Ohio River, Mississippi River, Missouri River, Arkansas River. All right. Now we have a big map that looks more like yours at home. Can you zoom that in a little closer, Elia? Okay, so here's our map, and we're going to do rivers, right? So say that. Eastern rivers.
Eastern River.
St. Lawrence River.
St. Lawrence River.
Ohio River.
Ohio River.
It says Ohio on it.
Yep, that's it. You got
Right
it.
where the other
Mississippi River.
Mississippi River.
Missouri River.
Missouri River.
And the Arkansas River.
Arkansas River.
All right, good job. Go ahead and put the big map away.
Here's my baby.
And let's do those one more time. All right. St. Lawrence River, Ohio River, Mississippi River, Missouri River, Arkansas River. Good job. And you should probably pause the video and trace those on your maps. Now we're going to do our Latin. And our verb for this week is go. What kind of verbs are we memorizing? Do you remember? Are they regular verbs?
irregular.
Irregular. They don't just end in the ed. So we are learning how they end. So how would you
To go.
conjugate go
Go.
for me?
Goes. Go.
To go goes.
To go. Goes. Go. Going.
See, you guys don't even know. It's so hard.
Goes.
Go.
Went,
Going.
gone.
Yeah. All right, show me what the infinitive is.
To go.
To go, and the present tense,
Go.
go or goes.
When.
Went is past tense.
Going.
Going is our what?
Present participle.
And
Gone. Ow!
what is gone?
Past participle.
All right. So what makes that irregular is that we don't say goed, right?
Yeah.
To go goes goed.
When
To go goes goed. Going goed. Right? That would be good.
go.
But we don't say that.
Going,
We say
gone.
to go goes went, which sounds nothing like go, and then going gone. All right, one more time in your loudest voice. To goes, went, going, gone. All right, now we're going to do some translation. So we're going to jump from English to Latin. So in our Latin, we have in ipso vita erat. Et vita erat lux hominum. What is in?
In.
Ipso
Him.
vita
Life.
erat.
Was.
Good. So in him was life, or in him life was. And we said in Latin, sometimes they do a different order. And we just switch that so it makes sense. In him was life. Et vita erat lux hominum. Et
And.
vita
Life.
life. Vita
Life.
life. Erat
It was
was lux
the light
the life. There you go. Hominum.
of men.
Amen. Et vita erat lux hominum, and his life was the light of men. So let's say the Latin part together. In ipso vita erat, et vita erat lux hominum. And in English, in him was life, and his life was the light of men. In him was life, and his life was the light of men. All right, if you need more time for that one, you can pause that and say it again over and over. Next up is science. Are you guys enjoying memorizing your science?
Yeah.
Do you know what's so cool that when we do the candy? Do you know what's so cool about the periodic table of elements that I didn't really get when I was a kid?
No.
Mrs. Detloff is doing such a great job explaining this. Everything is made up of what's on the periodic table of elements. So last week we did 1, hydrogen, H, 1, 2, helium, He4, 3,
Beryllium.
3's lithium, 3,
Oh.
lithium, Li7, 4,
Beryllium. Be9.
Now we're going to add the next ones. They're going to go in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the first number is just going to count. So now we're on 5. 4 B11. 5 boron B11. 6 carbon C. 12. 7 nitrogen N14. 8 oxygen O16. We'll try those again. Ready? 5. Can you hold up a 5? 5 boron B11. 6 carbon C. 12. 7 nitrogen N14. 8 oxygen O16. All right, one more time. 5 boron B11. 6 carbon C12. 7 nitrogen N14. 8 oxygen O16. And a while ago we had a really good chant for memorizing all of these first 12.
Oxygen,
But we don't.
1,
I don't
2.
know. I don't have it with me, so you might try to see if your mom can find that. Okay, so let's move on to our music. We're gonna do music next, and I have a pretty little picture for you. This is not really a music picture. It's just showing what romantic period art looked like. So we're talking about 5 more romantic composers were Robert Schumann, Richard Wagner, Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky, Johannes Brahms, and Gustav Mahler. These are some really hard names to say because they're not English, so we don't know how to pronounce them. Do you guys recognize any of those?
No.
Really? None of them? Robert Schumann?
No.
Shoes.
He must be
All of
one
them
the
make
brothers
all of them are
of-
composers. Robert Wagner, I've never heard of him. How about Tchaikovsky? Peter Ilyich Tchaikovsky.
No.
Heard that
Tchaikovsky?
name.
We've listened to
Oh,
Tchaikovsky.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was that guy who colored flower things.
Okay, Johannes Brahms. Have you heard of Brahms?
No.
I've heard of Brahms. And Gustav Mahler.
No.
All right, so those are 5 more romantic composers. What were our 5 composers from last week? We did, or 6 of them. 6 romantic composers were Ludwig van Beethoven, Hector Berlioz, Felix Mendelssohn, Franz Schubert, Frederick Chopin, and Rachmaninoff.
Rachmaninoff.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's just
Beethoven? No.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the area of a square. So is a square a rectangle?
It's kind of.
It is a rectangle, because what makes a rectangle a rectangle?
4 sides.
4 perpendicular sides, or 4
Yeah.
right angles. Does this have 4 right angles?
Yeah.
It does. So it is a rectangle, but it's a special rectangle. What makes a square special? What makes
It's all even.
all of the sides are even. So for the area of a rectangle, we did the length times width. That you could still do that for a square, but you can also square it. Do you remember the squares?
Length
of
its side square.
4, 8, 9, 16.
4, 8, 12, 16, 20,
Wait.
24,
Wait,
4,
1 and 27, 64, 100.
Nope, that's not squares.
I don't know. Anyway, one of those songs. Those are the squares.
1, 4, 7, 9.
1, 4, 9, 16.
Those are the. Are those the squares? Those are the cubes. Okay. Anyway, the area of a square equals the length of its side squared. So here's the area. That's the green teal inside the box, and this is the length of the side, which is the same times itself. So everybody say that with me. The area of a square equals length of its side squared. Again, the area of a square equals the length of its side squared. The area of a square equals the length of its side squared. The area of a square equals the length of its side squared. All right.
Last thing.
Almost.
I don't know if
Actually,
actually
like
maybe.
2 more things.
I think so.
Right?
This is it. This is our last one.
Yeah.
So we've got our timeline pictures for you up here. Don't look at the bottom because they're not in order. You have to match them. So we're gonna do, we started Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark expedition from last week. And then we're gonna add 7 more. Napoleon crowned Emperor of France. Okay, say that with me. Napoleon crowned Emperor of France. Liberation of South America. The War of 1812. The Missouri Compromise. Slow down. We're going to start over. Thanks for running ahead. All right, back to say this one. Napoleon crowned Emperor of France.
Napoleon crowned Emperor of France.
Liberation of South America.
Liberation of South America.
The War of 1812.
The War of 1812.
The Missouri Compromise.
The Missouri Compromise.
Immigrants flocked to America.
Immigrants flocked to America.
The Monroe Doctrine.
Monroe Doctrine.
Romantic period of the arts. If you would like to learn the timeline motions for these, there is a video to look under like media and then videos, and you can have the blue shirt lady give you all of the things. That's on our So Knowledge page. Okay, here we go. Ready? Starting at Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark expedition. Napoleon crowned Emperor of France. Liberation of South America. The War of 1812, the Missouri Compromise. Immigrants flocked to America. The Monroe Doctrine, romantic period of the arts. All right, that is your new grammar.
Bye.
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 Wale.
Seriously.
Bye.